What is elemental entrepreneurship, and how can understanding it help you start, scale, and blossom in your creative small business? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I help artists, creatives, and spiritual or healing and helping practitioners build the life and businesses of their dreams using their gifts, skills, and talents. And one of the ways that I do that is with my signature trademarked framework, Elemental Entrepreneurship. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what elemental entrepreneurship is and how it works so that you can start using it yourself, even if we don't work together. I created Elemental Entrepreneurship as a framework in 2018, and since then I have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs understand the framework and tap into using it as a way to manage themselves, manage their businesses, and find comfort and flow with the challenges that come up in entrepreneurship. And I think as I explain the framework to you, you'll start to understand a little bit how utilizing this framework takes a lot of pressure off of you as a person and as a business owner. The elements are literally the building blocks of life. I'm talking about the alchemical elements, earth, air, fire, water, and in our case also spirit. So in alchemy, we're combining base elements to create something new. And that's exactly how we like to think about using the elements inside elemental entrepreneurship, is to understand what each element contains in terms of aspects of business or aspects of yourself and your personality, and then how to mix and match them to create new outcomes or to create the outcomes that you're desiring. So you can be heavy in one element or deficient in another. And when we understand it that way, it can take a lot of pressure off of us because everyone has some areas of business and life and our personality where we find things easy and we thrive, and other areas that are a little bit more challenging. And considering these things elementally and just saying, oh, this is just an area where I need a little more earth. This is just a place where I need a little more water. It takes a lot of pressure and shame and judgment off of you as an entrepreneur to figure everything out, and instead gives you a broader framework to play within and something to reach for outside of yourself to help you find that balance. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about what areas of business are contained inside each element. We have a quiz, just intuitiveedgecoaching.com/quiz. I'm going to link it in the box below. After you watch this video, you can go take that quiz and you can find out what your dominant element is. And then there's going to be a video that profiles each of the elements and talks a little bit about what it's like if you are earth dominant or air dominant or fire dominant, what your strengths are, what your areas for growth are, and what elements might help you find some balance. So that's what we're about to get into. It's first important to recognize that the elements show up in every world system. They show up everywhere. We live within them. We're connected to them through ourselves and to other people in our very own bodies. Our bodies are 70% water. We're made of stardust. We are literally of the earth, right? So this is metaphorical, but it's also quite literal. The elements are also represented in astrology, the energetic and astrological wheel of the year, and the elements are represented in the chakra system. So in each of the elements of business, we're also talking about a chakra, and we're talking about an astrological elemental cluster, for example. So we're going to start from the root. We're going to start with earth. If you see me look down, that's where my notes are. I'm sorry I don't have a teleprompter. I'm not that fancy, but maybe I'll get one. We'll see. So the root chakra, earth element, the mantra for it is I am. When we're talking about earth, we're literally talking about the groundwork of your business. And with the root chakra, we're talking about your sense of security, the feeling of home and safety in the world, your ability to feel calm and stable and grounded. We're also talking about sustainability. So in our current world, our relationship to the earth is extractive. We're taking out as much as we can, trying to put back as little as possible. We're not really thinking about the future of the environment when we do that. It's not quite a sustainable relationship. And under capitalism, our relationship to our bodies is the same. We think about our bodies and we think about labor in an extractive way. How much can I get out of myself with the bare minimum back in return? Hustle culture, all about extraction, not about sustainability. How many hours can I work on a Red Bull? How little sleep do I need to get? How much can I grind? You know, self-care is something sometimes we find ourselves begrudging and we're like, oh, why am I shutting down? Well, are you working in a sustainable way? So one of the first things we look at as entrepreneurs in the Elemental Entrepreneurship system is the business you're building sustainable for the long term for your body, for your family, for your community, for the world that you want to create? Are you building in a sustainable way? We're also looking at the other things that keep us safe and secure to do our soul work. So contracts, budgets, systems, standard operating procedures, core values, clarity about exactly what our unique medicine is and how we want to deliver it in the world. All of those things are ruled by earth element. The next element that we're going to talk about is air, which is not the order that they're in the chakra system from bottom to top, but this is the way that I teach it when I work with clients. We go from earth to air. Air in our system is the heart and the third eye. So I love and I see. When we're talking about air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, we're talking about our big vision. What do we want to be? Really, what is our definition of success? Where do we want to go in the world? How big of an impact do we want to make? How big of a business do you want? Do you really know exactly where you want to take it? And are you comfortable claiming it? Can you see yourself there? And then next is, what do I really care about? What is my mission on this earth? And how do I want to take my medicine, my vision, and my mission and blend them all together? How do I want to communicate what's important to me and my vision for the world in the future and share that with others so that I can connect from my heart to their heart? How can I share my love and my passion and the things that are important and true to me with other people in a way that helps them feel what's really important to me and what I really value, and in a way that moves me continuously toward my vision for my future and my success? With water, we're talking sacral chakra. The mantra is, I feel. This is our creativity. It's also money and relationships. So water rules a lot of business because business is just relationships with lots and lots of people. So everything that comes up for us in relationships, whether those are family relationships, especially romantic relationships, they do show up in business. All of our attachment wounding, the way that we navigate connection will show up in business. But everything also about the way that we share our creativity and how confident we feel sharing our creative process and projects with others will show up in business, and that is governed by water. So we're talking Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. We're talking about self-worth, how we handle stress, how we handle disappointment, how we feel about being visible, our self-esteem, overwhelm, how we navigate big situations. All of that will show up in business, and our ability to navigate our emotions and to resource ourselves emotionally is frequently the difference between sink or swim, to use a water analogy, for entrepreneurs. Many entrepreneurs have all of the practical elements in place, but they are so emotionally dysregulated by taking the actions that they need to take in their business, and they feel like they need to feel differently, right? Or like, check your emotions at the door. Well, you can't, because you have to conduct business through this little body. And if, you know, showing up on video or letting people see you or receiving potentially negative comments from strangers makes you so emotional that you can't keep going, you will not be able to proceed with taking the actions you need to take to reach your vision of success. So your water needs to be balanced. The next thing that we're going to talk about is fire. That's our solar plexus chakra. The mantra for that is I do. that is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. And in fire, we take our gifts and our vision and our love and we blaze it outward into the world through action. So fire is also all the things that you think of when you think about business. It's sales and sales plans and sales calendars and marketing strategy and marketing plans and social media and branding. It's also the day-to-day actions that you take towards your business. So we need fire. If we don't have enough fire, our business never makes it off the ground. If we have too much fire, we will burn out because we will try to rely on action alone to get everything to happen. And sometimes we can take too many actions and actions that don't necessarily lead to our growth. We find ourselves in places of being addicted to being busy. That can be an excess of fire. So learning to keep our spark alive and tend that spark and share it with others over time versus letting it burn us out or consume us is a key to success for entrepreneurs. And then finally, we have spirit. And in our system, that is both the crown and the throat chakra. I understand and I speak. Every good gardener knows the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Every day in between, that's where spirit lives. Spirit is really important because a lot of entrepreneurship is faith and waiting. So we take the actions we need to take and then we release them to the world and then we've done our part. And now we have to trust that the universe, God, source energy is going to match what we've put in, that other people are going to benefit and help us, that people are going to find us and connect with our message and our work, that we will be held, that we will be supported, that the seeds that we're planting are going to grow into the plant that we expect them to. And we need our faith to be dialed in all the time. We need to believe in what we're creating. And for entrepreneurs, that frequently means we believe in something that only we can see. And it might seem a little crazy to other people. It takes a lot of faith to create something that currently exists only in your mind and put yourself out there and say with all of your confidence to everyone around you, this is what I'm doing and this is who I am and I believe that this will be successful. Step back and watch me work. That takes a lot of faith. It takes faith in yourself. It takes faith in the universe. It takes faith in God. It takes faith in other human beings to do this very brave thing, which is to create a business and they say step out on faith and trust that it's going to work out for you. So that is an overview of all of the elements. And maybe even within this, you can already start to see how they might combine. So if earth is all about planning and structures and getting things set up so that you can feel safe, and water is all about your emotions and your feelings. You can imagine that when you get into planning and you can maybe go overboard in planning and get stuck in planning and never move into action. And you might find that the more you plan things, the bigger those plans feel. And as those plans feel big, you start feeling overwhelmed. You start feeling self-doubt. So now you've got earth and water. What do you get? You get mud, and you can just be stuck there spinning your little wheels in the mud going, I have all these plans and I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know what to do and I don't know how to get there and I don't know where to start, and you can just stay there spinning. What might you need? Maybe a little air. Maybe a little remembering, what did you want to do this for? How do you want to connect this to others so it's not just staying on your desk forever? Maybe a little fire. We got to burn some of the mud off and we have to evaporate some of that moisture in the atmosphere. We got to get you moving. We got to get you taking some action so that you can start feeling some progress, so that you can start feeling excited. So that's just a little example of how you might notice, oh, I see what's happening in the way that I'm behaving. I'm not bad. I'm not doing something wrong. I just got a little too much earth and a little too much water going on here. What do I think might help? Let me tap into some fire. Let me shift myself over into another resource and just focus somewhere else for a little bit and see if that switches things up. So the framework itself starts to be this really beautiful blend of mystical and practical. I would love for you right now, if you haven't done it yet, to head on over to intuitiveedgecoaching.com/quiz. The link will be below, and take the quiz. Find out what your dominant element is. Everyone is a mix of all five, so you'll get a little ranking that, just like the love languages quiz, it'll kind of show you the top ranked and then the ones below it. And it'll also shoot you an email that will give you some more information about your dominant element type and some ways that you can work with your dominant element and some ways that you can search for balance within the elemental system. So go take that quiz and then come on back here and find the dominant element portrait for your dominant element and watch that video, or just feel free to watch all of them and get a feel for what it might be like to be dominant in any one of these elements as an entrepreneur. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know if this was helpful for you. And as always, if you want to experience this work firsthand and you want to learn business through the elements, you are always invited to join the Elemental Entrepreneurship Coven. That's intuitiveedgecoaching.com/coven. The doors are open all the time. That is my membership coaching community for creative and spiritual entrepreneurs. I would love to help you build your business. I'd love to see you in the membership. So you're always welcome to just hop in right there, and we'll see you in the next video.